be beaming, I be booming down that block. Everywhere you go, you know they know I'm hot.
What's up? What's going on, my good people? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you all are doing well. If this is your first time here, I want to welcome you. Pull up a seat. Hope you enjoy the content. And before we get into this video, I want to ask that you like, comment, share, subscribe. Go ahead and tap that bell while you're at it so you're notified anytime I drop a brand new video, go live, or schedule a premiere. All right, y'all. So today I'm eating some spaghetti that my honey made. And I'm so glad that she made this because I didn't have to cook nothing. So spaghetti with ground turkey in it. It's hot too. Can y'all see this thing? It's real hot. First bite for y'all. This is good too. Her sauce is always on point. Always on point. Mm-mm-mm. Spaghetti is so good. Like, I don't ever get tired of it. Ever. And you know what's interesting is that I think as well as I cook now, spaghetti was something that I like stayed away from. I don't know why, because I made like one bad batch of spaghetti and it ruined me for a long time, y'all. It just did not taste good. I don't know what I did to that spaghetti, but I refused to cook spaghetti again for a long time. I'm talking years. Years and years and years. I made some spaghetti when my mom was here. It was really good. It was real good. And speaking of my mom, if you weren't in the live last night, I wanted to give y'all an update and let y'all know that Auntie Niecy made it home safely. There were a couple of hiccups. Her connecting flight to California got canceled, but she got rebooked. So she hung out in Vegas for like 6 hours, but she did make it home safely. She did. I was so happy, you know, when I got the phone calls from her. When she called me, when she made it to Vegas safely, and then when she made it home safely, I was happy to hear from her. Happy that she was okay, you know, because of the experience that we had. You know, I really wasn't sure if my mom was gonna fly. I really was not sure. And like, she flew Southwest, and like the week of her leaving, if any of y'all saw this, that like Southwest had to like ground all of their flights because of a technical issue. And that made, you know, that like gave her some anxiety, you know. So I'm just glad that everything is okay. I have a viewer topic today, and when I read it, my mind went to a certain place around certain things that have to do with women that are 40 plus. So this topic is about marriage. It's about love. It's about being 40 plus, that whole thing. So stick around. I really want you to hear the topic, and I want you to give your 2 cents about it. And, you know, for the person that wrote in, I want them to get some different opinions and perspectives. And plus, I've never been married before. So I'm really only speaking from a certain place. You know, maybe there's certain experience you have to have when you are married. I don't know. So a lot of y'all are married out there. So I want y'all to speak from, you know, your experience. Y'all, the weekend went by way too fast. It's like I blinked and it was over. And then I didn't realize there was a fight going on. It was like a lot of stuff was like crowded because of the fight. I didn't know a fight was going on, which is interesting because I used to be so into boxing and now I barely keep up. As I was setting up the video and like taking my thumbnails, one thing I see in myself when my hair is down is that I look like so many people in my family on both sides of the family. Like, it is wild. Like, I can see so many people in myself. So it's really interesting how much your hair can just change like certain things, you know? It's really interesting to see myself like look like so many people. Like, I'm telling you, I could see like 10 different people in me. I'm like, damn. I didn't think I was gonna eat this much spaghetti, y'all. I didn't think so. I'm smashing this food. I thought I was gonna eat about half. This is like more than half. I think this might be my last bite though. Right here. And then I'm gonna get into the topic. Oh, so good. I'm definitely satisfied though. I'm good. I'm gonna move this out the way and then I'll be right back with the viewer topic. I gotta grab my paper. So I'll be right back, y'all. All right, so I got the viewer topic right here. And before I get into it, if you have a viewer topic or a question that you want me to ask here on the channel, go ahead and hit me up at rhondasrealtalk@gmail.com. Or you can also send me a DM on Instagram at rhondasrealtalk. All of my contact information is below in the description box. All right, so here we go. It says, I'm a 40-year-old woman and I'm getting married for the first time May 20th of this year. When my fiance asked me to marry him, I initially said maybe. He gave me time to think about it and I told him yes a week later. We've been together for a year and a half. He's my friend's cousin. He liked me as soon as we met. I was not interested. But the more time I spent around him, he grew on me. The biggest issue is that I'm not in love with him. I care about him and can see us having a great life together. He was raised in an amazing family. He's driven, supports my dreams, and makes me laugh. Based on what I've shared, does it make sense to walk down the aisle with him? I'm afraid to ask the people in my circle for fear of judgment. Now, I had a couple follow-up questions. I wanted to know how old her fiance is. So he's 32 years old. And then I also was really curious to know why she wasn't attracted to him. And she told me, she said she wasn't attracted because he's short and going bald and that she prefers tall men with locks. So she has a preference and he's not that. So based on what she shared, does it make sense to walk down the aisle? I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna go with no. It just doesn't have that fire about it, you know? And I feel like there has to be levels of certainty, like certain that you want to choose this person every day. You want to do life with them. You want to be certain to fight for these challenges that are going to come up, because marriage is going to present some challenges, because, you know, dating somebody has its challenges. So marriage, there are going to be some things that you guys have to navigate through. And it's like, do you have that fight in you to want to get through that? Or are you just getting married just because? And when you told me your age, I thought about the different conversations that are constantly being had on social media around women that are 35, 40 plus that aren't married. You know, why haven't you been chosen? Why hasn't anybody decided to put a ring on your finger? You're damaged goods. You're too old for this and that. So a part of me definitely wonders if, I think that it was the maybe, because you're just kind of going through the motions in the relationship. It's what it seems like to me. I could be completely wrong, but it seems like you're kind of going through the motions. And that's why you didn't have that excitement of like, yes, I want to do life with you. I want to do this thing with you. So you said maybe to think about it. And I'm really curious what happened during that week. You know, did you talk to anybody? Did you pray about it? Did you talk to your friends? You know, you mentioned being judged. Like what happened? How did you get to that yes? And did you get to that yes because you're like, all right, I'm getting older and I might as well just go ahead and do it. It might not be anybody else down the line that is going to ask me to marry them, you know? So I'm curious about that. I mean, based on what you've shared, it doesn't really seem like that, you know, that yes, like you should go down the aisle. You should really make this thing work. It makes so much sense. I didn't get that vibe at all. And I could be wrong. So those of you that are married, that have been engaged, or, you know, let me know. Like, what do you think? Like, does this sound like that she should be walking down the aisle? So I'm assuming contracts have been signed. I'm assuming you have a venue, a wedding dress at this point. So a lot of money has already been spent, but it's like, still, are you just going to go through with it just because money has been paid? But then also there could be money paid for a divorce if it doesn't work out. And, you know, could things turn around? Of course it could. You know, it's a lot of people that are with people they don't want to be with, but they're like, well, this person looks good on paper. We look good on paper, and I can do this. I'm not in love with doing it, but I could do it. I can make it work. Like, he makes me laugh. I enjoy his company. You know, he was raised in a good family. You know, I mean, like, you don't want to feel just like matter of fact about your marriage, you know, and I don't want you to feel like because you're 40 that you just got to take what's given to you. And I don't know, maybe you guys should take a step back and continue to date or end the relationship altogether, because, you know, you didn't have that thing about him when he first showed interest, and you didn't have that yes when he asked you to marry him. So that's like very concerning, in my opinion. I think it is. Yeah, that's what I think. And also too, it was something in here that you said that I wanted to revisit was, okay, about the part, you know, when y'all met, that he liked you and you weren't interested, but the more time you spent around him, he grew on you. Now I'm curious if him growing on you had anything to do with your friend. Was your friend like, hey, my cousin is a good catch. Like, he's a good dude. He's, you know, he's this, he's that. And, you know, he's going to be willing to treat you like this. And you know what I mean? Like, was the friend sugarcoating it, you know, and like throwing extras on it to get you to be interested? And did you give him a chance because it was your friend, you know, your friend's cousin, you know? So I'm really curious about like what eventually really like got you to a point of being like, all right, let me see what's up with him, you know? And then you're saying that you prefer tall men with locks. I think that if somebody is not your preference, that it can get tough. You know, I've been in a situation where I wasn't somebody's preference. And when challenges came up, I feel like it was even worse because I was not their type. You know, I think that can present challenges down the road. Now, can people be with somebody and it be an amazing relationship and an amazing marriage without them being your type? Sure, absolutely. But I'm saying that when somebody is not really your type and you're just kind of going with the flow, I feel like that could be some very choppy waters. That's what I think. So I don't know. I think you know the answer. You know, I think you feel it in the pit of your stomach that this is not a good decision. It just doesn't sound like it. Like, there wasn't really anything in here that made me feel like, you know what? You know, things could probably work out between them. I don't feel like that at all. That I never got that vibe reading this message. And like I said, you've been together for a year and a half, and, you know, maybe your feelings will change as you continue to date and be together, because a year and a half is not a whole lot of time. So maybe you want to take a step back. Maybe y'all want to postpone this marriage. Whatever hasn't been paid for, if there's any money you can get back, I think you should put the brakes on it. That's what I think. That is my personal opinion. Like, just my instincts were just like screaming, like, no, as I was reading this message. And I'm being 100% honest with you. And again, I want people who, again, you've been married. Have you been in a serious committed relationship? Like, if you've been engaged, if you've even been divorced, you've gone through marriage. So what do you think about the things that I've shared about this situation? It doesn't scream marriage to me. I think that a step needs to be taken back for you to really get back into the relationship. Look at it from a lens of like, do I want to do life with this man? Do I? Because I don't even know if you were expecting him to propose to you. But again, the 40-year-old woman in you, the 40-year-old getting older part of you might be, the reason you said yes. And social media can really get into our head and get into our psyche and have us thinking like, all right, let me just go ahead and do this because I don't want to be 45 and single and people think that something is wrong with me, So May 20th is around the corner and you have a really big decision to make. And if you decide not to get married, it's going to be a lot that comes along with that. I don't want to make it seem like it's not. There's going to be disappointment. People are going to be talking. There's money that you're going to lose. This can even affect you and your friend's relationship. Like the friend that's his cousin, like, your friend might feel some kind of way. Like, how you going to do my cousin like that? So that may affect your friendship. So a lot is going to come along with it. But I think I would rather deal with that than settle for a marriage and be in something that I just never wanted to begin with. I would rather just have to deal with that. I'd rather take that L with the money. I do feel like that you and your friend, if it does strain the friendship, that y'all can get back to a good place. I'd rather take that L up front than to get to a place of like, just being completely checked out of a marriage I never wanted, or cheating or anything like that. So you got your hands full. I mean, you got a big decision to make. Like I said, I wish you the absolute best. And I don't know if you remember, I would love it if you circle back around and give us an update. And I'll share that with the GP fam. So go ahead and meet me in the comments, y'all. Let me know what you think about this situation. And I appreciate y'all watching. Give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Make the best of the day. Be good to yourself. Peace.
I be beaming, I be booming down that block. Everywhere you go, they know I'm hot.